Namaste, angels. I'm here to do the daily reading for Friday, the 26th, into the weekend. I suppose. I mean, it's Memorial Weekend here in the United States. I don't think I'll be back on, although Memorial Weekend is something, to be recognized as well. I think I talked about it last year, what Memorial Day is actually about and why it's celebrated. And I could talk about it for a second today, too. It's actually Monday, so you know what? I'll do it then. This is Memorial Weekend, but Memorial Day is on Monday, so let's save it for that. I'm going to begin. This is a very special day. I know I said that about yesterday, too. It was true about yesterday. Yesterday, Ascension Day, the Gemini supermoon, St. Mary Magdalene de Pazzi. Today, the beginning of Ramadan, and the beginning of Sivan, both of which are about almost the same exact thing. Ramadan is celebrated for a month, beginning with the day first recognized as the day that the Quran was first revealed to Muhammad, that he first began to receive the words of the Quran. Sivan is recognized as the month in which Shavuot falls. Shavuot being the day that, and so Sivan is recognized as the month, just like Ramadan is a month long. Sivan is a month long, recognizing the time, the day that the Torah was given to the Jewish people via Moses on Mount Sinai. It's the day that we received the Quran. It's the day we received the Torah. Same exact thing. Both celebrated for a month long. You know why? Same exact thing. Same exact God. So it's not a mistake that it falls on the same exact day, although it's recognized differently in terms of how it's practiced, how it's celebrated, but also the Islam has a different calendar than the Hebrew calendar. So in Islam, Ramadan is the 9th month, and in Jewish religion and tradition, Sivan is the 3rd month if you're counting from Nisan, the 3rd month of the ecclesiastical year. So with that, let me tell you a little bit about Ramadan from Wikipedia, because that was from my head. Ramadan, also Romanized, okay, so that's another thing that they have in common, right? All of these religions beginning with, from the top, and I use Osiris as King Osiris's name. That's not his name. That's not his name. That's part of after, the Romanized and the Greek and all that kind of stuff, after those influences happened upon Egypt. Even Osir and Oset are not, the first names for Osiris and Isis. I've told you before that King Osiris's name begins with a DJ, and similar to Tahuti, which is Thoth's real name, but I dare not speak Osiris's real name for fear that I would mispronounce it and be disrespectful to him. So I don't. Isis's original vibration and name is Hu, H-U. Like the sound that the universe made when it was awakened. Like waking up from a slumber. That's what the H-U is. Anyway, with that, Ramadan was Romanized, and it's also called, as a result, Ramazan, Ramadan, Ramathan. In any case, it's the 9th month of the Islamic calendar and is observed by Muslims worldwide as a month of fasting, or Sawm, W-M, to commemorate the first revelation of the Quran to Muhammad, according to Islamic belief. This annual observance is regarded as one of the 5 pillars of Islam. The month lasts 29 to 30 days, as does Sivan, based on the visual sightings of the crescent moon. Exactly, that's what Sivan is based on too. according to numerous biographical accounts compiled with the hadiths. The word Ramadan comes from the Arabic meaning, or the Arabic root ramida, or ramad, which means scorching heat or dryness. Fasting is from fardah, which is spelled Fardh, and it means like obliged. For adult Muslims, except those who are suffering from illness, traveling, are elderly, pregnant, breastfeeding, diabetic, or going through menstrual bleeding, fasting the month of Ramadan was made an obligation. During the month of Shaban, in the second year, the Muslims migrated to Mecca, from Mecca to Medina. Fatwas have been issued declaring that Muslims who live in regions with a natural phenomenon such as the midnight sun or polar night should follow the timetable of Mecca. But the more commonly accepted opinion is that Muslims in those areas should follow the timetable of the closest country to them, in which night can be distinguished from day. While fasting from dawn until sunset, Muslims refrain from consuming food, drinking liquids, smoking, and engaging in sexual relations. Muslims are also instructed to refrain from sinful behavior that may negate the reward of fasting, such as false speech, lying and backstabbing, insulting people, cursing people, fighting, all that kind of stuff. Food and drinks are served daily before dawn and again after sunset. This is referred to as suhoor, Suhoor, and iftar, Iftar, respectively. Spiritual rewards, thawab, Thawab, for fasting are also believed to be multiplied within the month of Ramadan. Fasting for Muslims during Ramadan typically includes the increased offering of salat, prayers, recitation of the Quran as well, and an increase of doing good deeds and charity, like paying it forward and stuff like that. And that's why I told you that prayer that I wrote and read on air. I said I don't believe I've read it to you guys since Ramadan. I was talking about the previous year, obviously, because during the month of Ramadan, I try to increase my prayer too, before sunset. Similar to how I would, make attempts during Lent to do different things and give up something and all that kind of stuff. All right, so let me go on to, there's plenty more, of course, on Ramadan for those who wish to read up on it. I just got that from Wikipedia. I'm sure it's available many, many other places if you just type in Ramadan, Ramadan. The month of Sivan, I'm going to Chabad.org for this one, Chabad.org. Sivan is the third month on the Jewish calendar, counting from Nisan. Rosh Chodesh Sivan is distinguished as the day on which the Jewish people arrived and camped before Mount Sinai. The Torah describes this with the phrase, Israel camped before the mountain. You can find this in Exodus 19, of course, like Father, 19:2, which would be like 11:19, his birthday, backwards. And you can find it where the verb ve'achan, which means camped, is stated in a singular form in contrast to the other verbs in the narrative. This describes how the entire people camped as one person with one heart, one love, one heart. Get together and feel all right. That's what they were doing. They were expressing true unity. In the month of Sivan, we celebrate the holiday of Shavuot, when the Torah was given by God to Jewish people on Mount Sinai more than 3,300 years ago. Every year on the holiday of Shavuot, we renew our acceptance of God's gift, and God re-gives the Torah. The holiday of Shavuot is a 2-day holiday beginning at sundown of the 5th of Sivan and lasting until nightfall on the 7th of Sivan. In Israel, it is a 1-day holiday ending at nightfall on the 6th of Sivan. The word Shavuot means weeks. It marks the completion of the 7-week counting period between Passover and Shavuot. The mitzvah to count each of the 49 days, 49, 13, 4, 11, 11, between Passover and Shavuot, known as Sefirat HaOmer, is a period of introspection and self-refinement as we prepare ourselves to receive the Torah anew on Shavuot. So this self-refinement and its introspection and self-expression is what I was connecting to Gemini as well, again, on around the same time period, and having to do with the moon, the cycles of the moon as well. Each day of counting represents another step in this spiritual journey. The giving of the Torah was a far-reaching spiritual event, one that touched the essence of the Jewish soul for all time. Our sages have compared it to a wedding between God and the Jewish people. Shabbat also means oaths, for on this day God swore eternal devotion to us, and we in turn pledged everlasting loyalty to him. And of course there are other stories and things about this month on that page, but I'm going to go to, for now, on this day, so we can get to our reading. And perhaps during the week or something I'll share some of the stories of Sivan, or perhaps Ramadan, or both. I'm on the 24th. Hang on one second, I apologize. 25th. In the year 25th either, 26th. You know why? Because I'm doing this on the 24th. I apologize again. In the year 1596, England, France, and the Netherlands signed the Drievoedig Covenant against Spain, which is spelled Drievouddig, if anybody wants to look it up. 1896, the Dow Jones begins at an index of 12 industrial stocks and closing at 40.94. Well, you know 94 is 1304, 11, 11, and so is 40. And together they equal 8 equals abundance, I guess, because it went up. 1908, which is 99, at Masjid Soleiman in the southwest of Persia, the first major commercial oil strike in the Middle East is made, rights acquired by the United Kingdom. 1927, Henry Ford and the Ford Motor Company produced the last and 15 millionth Model T Ford / Tin Lizzie, Lizzie. 1948, which is also 49 or 1304, 11, 11. South Africa elects a nationalist government under D.F. Malan with an apartheid policy. 2004, the United States Army veteran Terry Nichols is found guilty of 161 state murder charges for helping to carry out the Oklahoma City bombing. Did you know San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge opens on this day, May 26, in the year 1937? Famous birthdays: John Wayne, Miles Davis, Hank Williams Jr., Sally Ride, Lenny Kravitz, and Lauryn Hill. I got chills from Miles Davis and Sally Ride. Famous weddings: 1910, U.S. General George S. Patton, 24, weds Frederick Eyer's daughter, Beatrice Eyer, at Beverly Farms Episcopal Church near Boston, Massachusetts. 1973, which is 74, 11, Prime Minister of Canada, Brian Mulroney, 34, weds Mila Pivnicki, 19. 1984, which is 85 or 1304, 11, 11, actress Annette Bening, 25, weds J. Stephen White. 1994, Michael Jackson, 35, weds Elvis's daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, 26. Both equal 8. In La Romana, Dominican Republic. I don't know why that was so difficult coming out. 1995, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, 51, weds philanthropist Teresa Hines, 56, in Nantucket, Massachusetts. Famous deaths: Jimmy Rogers, Eddie Albert, and Sidney Pollack. Sidney Pollack was American and a film director as well as a producer and an actor. Sidney Pollack was an important Hollywood filmmaker whose fame rests on his work as both a director and a producer, but also as an actor and a screenwriter. One of Pollack's greatest successes, Out of Africa in 1985, made with his friend and frequent collaborator, Robert Redford, and for which he won 11 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director. Also Tootsie in 1982, starring Dustin Hoffman, and which Pollack directed, produced, and acted in, was another major success. The film has been voted the second funniest film of all time. Other significant films by Pollack as a director include They Shoot Horses, Don't They?, The Way We Were, and as producer of The Talented Mr. Ripley in 1999, as well as The Reader in 2008. He was born on July 1st, which is 8, in the year 1934, which is 8, and was a Cancer from Lafayette, India, USA. He died on May 26th in the year 2008 at the age of 73 of cancer. Eddie Albert was American and an actor famous for Roman Holiday and The Heartbreak Kid. I think he was on a TV show that was on in reruns when I was a kid too, though. Like it was a show from like my parents' time. Maybe Father Knows Best. I don't know why they don't have that listed here. Because like I said, must have been popular. It was still on when I was a kid. In any case, he was born on April 22nd in the year 1906 and was a tourist from Rock Island, Illinois, USA. He died on May 26 in 2005 at the age of 99 of pneumonia. Jimmy Rogers was American and a country singer known for his rhythmic yodeling. He was born on September 8th in 1897, was a Virgo from Meridian, Mississippi, USA. He died on May 26 in 1933 at the age of 35 of a pulmonary hemorrhage. They've added something to the monthlies. A modern major general of light entertainment. William Gilbert, celebrated as the unique lyricist behind the highly popular Gilbert and Sullivan comic operas, met his death in a highly unexpected circumstance on May 29th in the year 1911. They don't say how. Going up to the birthdays, Lauryn Hill is American and a singer-songwriter, member of the hip-hop group The Fugees. She was born on May 26 in 1975 and is of Gemini, of course. She is 41 years old, so I guess she'll be 42. She's from East Orange, New Jersey, USA. Lenny Kravitz is also, of course, a Gemini. He was born Leonard Albert Kravitz and is American and also a musician. He's known for his elaborate stage performance and the music videos. He won the Grammy Award for Best Male Rock Vocal Performance 4 years in a row from 1999 to 2002, breaking the record for the most wins in that category, as well as setting the record for most consecutive wins in one category by a male. He was born on May 26 in 1964 and is 52, so I guess he'll be 53. He's from New York City, New York. He was also famous, I guess, by association because his mother was, they don't have this listed here, I don't know why, but he is the son of Roxy Roker, who was Mrs. Willis on the Jeffersons forever. I don't know. Sometimes they they leave a lot of like really important stuff out, in my opinion. Sally Ride is American. She is the first American woman in space. She joined NASA in 1978 and became the first American woman in space in 1983. She remains the youngest American astronaut to have traveled to space, having done so at the age of only 32. She was born on May 26 in 1951, was a Gemini from Los Angeles, California, United States. She died on July 23rd in 2012 at the age of 61 of pancreatic cancer. Hank Williams Jr., born Randall Hank Williams, is American and is a country music singer and songwriter. Williams Jr. is a successful American country musician that began his career imitating the sound of his father, Hank Williams Sr. He had his first hit song which was on the top 5 of the country charts at the age of 15 with a cover of his father's song, Long Gone Lonesome Blues. He later evolved his own musical style that combines traditional country with southern rock and blues. He has won a number of awards, including the Country Music Association's Award for Entertainer of the Year, 1987 and 1988, a Grammy Award in 1989, and 4 Emmys as well. He was born on May 26 in 1949 and is 67 years old, a Gemini from Shreveport, Louisiana, USA. Miles Davis was American and a jazz musician. He was famous for Kind of Blue, which went quadruple platinum. He's famous for more than that, too. He was born on May 26 in the year 1926 and was a Gemini from Alton, Illinois, USA. He died on September 28th in 1991 at the age of 65 of pneumonia. There's a movie about him if you want to see more, since they left so much stuff out, starring Don Cheadle. I don't remember what the name of it was, but I guess you can look up Miles Davis movie starring Don Cheadle. You can find it if anybody's interested in that. John Wayne, lastly, was American and an actor. He became an actor and an American icon, famous for his rugged masculinity and his demeanor, including his distinctive calm voice, walk, and height. Star of The Green Berets, True Grit, and many other movies, Wayne dominated the box office for 3 decades. He was born on May 26 in 1907 and was a Gemini from Winterset, Iowa, USA. He died on June 11th in 1979 at the age of 72 of stomach cancer, and he was the last of the birthdays. Now, going to the dice, I thought sex was going to pop up. When I put the dice down, I just felt, oh, sex is going to show up just as I lay them here. It didn't show up on top, but I'm staring at it. It's right here. Sex. So I don't know. And massage. No. 29 is also looking at me. And eat cake. All right. Ah! I was just too early. I felt the sex. Well, I didn't feel the sex. I mean, it would be not, never mind. Sex is here, though. It's been some time since I felt the sex. Never mind. I don't know why I keep slipping back and, you know, reverting into that. Woo! Okay. Eat cake. This I'm good at. This I do quite often, unfortunately. And it's 50-50. So some stuff could go either way. Like, who knows? I'm beginning with the cards of the Two of Water, a relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness and the positive resolution of a conflict. Opening to the Page of Fire, who's outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. Page of Fire may be an actual person that's either a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone taking on those behaviors or traits. And very passionate in this party of Two of Water. Page of Fire. Opening to the Knight of Air, who's intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Knight of Air is also a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, and can be kind of half-cocked, just like run off, take off, running without planning much out. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with creative solutions. Page of Fire. Opening to the King of Water, who's trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured, and perhaps a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which is love. Can also be somebody taking on this energy, male or female, embodying the King of Love and Emotion. So now we have that here opposite this fire energy. And now speaking of fire energy, opening to the Seven of Fire. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground. Choose your battles wisely. Page of Fire. I'm going to cut. Come to the Moon, representing the sign of Pisces, or perhaps other water signs, Scorpio, Cancer. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. This can be here still because of the Gemini moon. Gemini moon would have been the day before. That energy is still very strong, very fresh, and it's a super moon, no less. So definitely a need to pay attention to our intuition and any other signs that we feel might be from the universe. They likely are. There can also be a water sign that's particularly impactful, upon you on this day or something. Or it can be you, very influential on the rest of your day. Yourself is, you are. Come to justice, which represents the sign of Libra, or maybe other air sign, Gemini, Aquarius. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. And as I was shuffling, I shuffled justice opposite the two of water, actually a couple of times. So maybe justice for the couple, that allows for them to come together and continue to grow closer and to exchange forgiveness and gratitude. Masculine is the king of air, who's brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice and balance mental and emotional considerations. The king of air is a Gemini, or maybe a Libra, or an Aquarius, or somebody taking on those traits or behaviors. Surrounded by, the 8 of air, an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, being afraid to take action. Aww. And the ace of air, maybe he's afraid to take action with regard to telling the truth about something, coming forward about something, like releasing the chains that bind him. Self-imposed chains. The truth will set you free, is what the ace of air says. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a situation, and maybe a challenging beginning. Feminine, the 4 of earth, being too frivolous or too cautious with money. Good business decisions and giving to those less fortunate are all possibilities. With regard to love, it can be withholding love. Surrounded by the Knight of Earth, who's loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments, your guardian angel. This is very Mercury in Taurus, or the Gemini full supermoon in Taurus. Yep, that's exactly what it is. We have the Ace of Air mirroring a unity, or the Hierophant, which represents the sign of Taurus, or other earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. It's a 5 too, look like a clearing of energy. Could be the feminine thinking about commitment or going to school or something too. The union is crowned by this 7 of fire. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground. Choose your battles wisely. We're not going to fight every single fight. Some we're just going to walk away. At the roots, the 9 of earth. Enjoying life's little luxuries. Spending quiet time alone and successful self-employment. This is enjoying being with you. Spending time with you, loving you, liking you. At the heart of the matter, the Queen of Air, who's independent, experienced, realistic and witty, objective decision-making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, and seeing the humor in a situation is what the Queen of Air is about. And like the Ace and the King, she too, and the Justice card, she too is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Next card is upright. Let's clarify the 7 of fire. It's the 9 of air. Expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, and sleepless nights. So maybe we're on the defensive, potentially unnecessarily, because we're expecting confrontation. We're expecting things to not go our way, because we have this 9 of air crossing the 8 of air, because we also may have imposed a false prison around ourselves. So like, how can things go our way if we're trapped, if we're restricted? This is a very restrictive energy, similar to the devil, all right, or ego. Next card is upright too. Let's clarify this one. Two of fire. You've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. This is a lack of confidence. Again, self-imposed, based out of fear, perhaps because he hasn't been completely forthcoming with the truth. That's why the moon shows up here before. And the truth will set you free from your false prison toward your partnership. Maybe that's why 29 was looking me in the face too when I was doing the dice. Next card is in reverse, but I want to look for the next one for the 9 of air. Even though it's pretty clear that this is about, in great part, sitting up, not getting enough sleep, worrying about how do I approach this? How do I come forward with this truth? Maybe especially in the face of having to face a queen of air, who, you know, you're going to have to come out with it if that's who you're dealing with. Yeah. To clarify, the 9 of air is the 5 of air. Conflict that you may have brought upon yourself. An unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. This can apply to either. The next card is strength. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments, forgiveness, and compassion. Okay, so, and we have another upright one too. This here, again, there's something about which the masculine has not been honest. And he needs to be. He needs to just come out with it. That's what the energy of Gemini and the moon is about. And that's what coming into partnership is about, right? We got to release ourselves from this. Any chains that bind, including ones that we put there ourselves, whether they were with lies or anything else. We got to face it. So he's being given the strength here to do that, with which to do that, to face this 2 of fire. And this queen of air can be with whom the relationship is. She can be representing the feminine in general. She can be coming through here with the energy of Venus, who represents, again, justice, which this is upright for us, our overall energy. Justice, and also Taurus, love and money. She can be here for that reason as well, the Queen of Air. That's what I see masculine. I don't know what it is you have that you haven't revealed and why you're afraid to. But the best way to get it out is to just get it out. Let's look at the King of Air with this last one. Yeah, just release it and let it go. King of Air being toppled by the Death card. The end of a phase or situation. Spiritual transformation. It's time to move on. This can also be the ending of some air-on-air couples. And perhaps water moving in with air. But it's not going to happen without the conversation that needs to be had. 4 of Earth. The feminine would like to move forward. She has been sort of reserved, conservative in her, with herself, with her heart, you know, not completely giving of it. She's being given the strength too to go ahead and be her true self too. But she has a desire to move on, and the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth is what she's going through. This Ace of Air, again, is about the divine masculine, standing up for what he needs, what he believes in, and what he has to do. King of Fire, motivational and idealistic, ambitious and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate. Okay, this falling on top of the Ace of Air. Communicate with vision. Just come out with it. Be a leader. Take advice from someone creative, maybe, if you like, toward that end. All right, I'm going to go on to the romance cards. I think I've clarified these enough. Beginning with new love, or love anew, which makes a lot of sense on the heels of the new moon. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. We're giving death to all that's old and starting again with what's new. Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. If you're in the United States, this can be this weekend, right? This can be Memorial Weekend, holiday time. People getting together in two of fire and two of water style. New love. But to keep an open mind, your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. New love. And trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. New love. That's going to be, that faith is going to be in general and in yourself. Feminine, for you to be able to trust yourself, that like you're good enough and that you can, you know, go ahead and open up and show people the real you, show the divine masculine the real you. For the masculine, you're going to have to trust yourself, that you have the strength to be, you know, a man of integrity and forthright, and, you know, just come out with what you got to say and, you know, what it is you want and what's up. And then it's the faith and trust in one another, that in that regard, neither is going to let the other down. This here can also be representing King Osiris and Queen Isis too, coming through. So like the divine, the two of fire couple of all time, the Scorpion King and the Queen of Air, Queen of Swords. Coming to the playfulness card in the romance deck. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally is our overall energy. Yeah, so maybe some more unions or reunions between air and fire and air and water, and perhaps specifically Scorpio and Gemini of the air and water, but that can be air and fire too. I mean, it can be any sign, but that's what I see. Let go of control issues. Okay. A top release, passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So similar to what the card it mirrors, the Four of Earth, and the need for the feminine to release herself, you know, upon the world, and the masculine, he's being guided to do the same. He's been withholding passion, you know, like death to all of this restrictive energy and what's been holding him back, and just like unleash, let loose with the passion. Atop the Two of Fire. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership, okay? Here, this is the ultimate card of partnership. So he's got to get off his butt and shake off the fear and all that kind of stuff in order to work on this partnership and make it happen. Atop the King of Fire and the Ace of Air is unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. This, I believe, is, again, there's difficulty between air and air, perhaps between air and fire also. And there's an imbalance because there's a withholding of truth. Like this is somebody that's unsettled, this divine masculine. Okay, in some cases too. This is somebody who's, you know, when you have something to say, whether you've been withholding it because you've been trying to be slick, or you've been withholding it because you just didn't say it, but now you know it needs to be said. And you're like, how do I stick it in? So you're like contemplating it. It's on your mind or whatever. When do I say this? How do I say this? What if they don't react, you know, in a positive way? What if they walk away from me? What if they leave me alone? All that kind of stuff. That's unsettling. So that's what the unrequited love means for some. It's just an imbalance having to do with this fear that's here with this eight of air. And the way to free yourself from it is to use this ace of air or this queen of air that sits next to that eight to, you know, cut away at your ego and the fear and just release, you know, unleash your passion. That's it. And work on your partnership. Atop the eight of water. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And atop the Knight of Earth, which Earth cards are about the material and the financial, is finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Positive ones, but maybe slow in coming. You know, maybe you've been waiting for some improvements in this area, and here it is, it's coming. In fact, here at the root is the Nine of Earth, again, like I said, but, you know, maybe trickling in for some of you sitting here atop the Knight of Earth. Atop the Unity card, the High Priest, the Hierophant. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Some of the feminine may have specifically had a negative relationship, a toxic relationship. And actually, I'm feeling that this can even be your covenant relationship. This can be the divine partnership too. But there could have been something that was you had to be death to your existing relationship, so you can like reignite it. It's the love anew. And so you're afraid too. You kind of got some of this eight of air kind of energy too. You're afraid, but it's safe for you to love, to go ahead and, you know, work out that situation with them or with somebody brand new, if that's the case for you. In either case, although the Knight of Earth is slow, it's all worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. At the root, atop the Nine of Earth, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. For me, as I always say, that tends to be the angels. Here at the heart of the matter, past life relationship. You've known each other before. So where I was saying, for some, this is indeed a past life relationship. For others, it's an imbalance. So you just got to get something out on your chest. And maybe some have to get something off their chest with regard to their other relationship or past relationship. That can be too. Still worried about how do I, you know, face my partner with this information. For others, this unrequited love is indeed another relationship, and the need for you to love yourself first is the need for you to release feminine this past life relationship. Next card is upright. I'm going to use it for the unrequited love. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So when you get rid of, or in both cases, it's both things, dual meaning for this card too. When you get rid of the toxic past life relationship, then you have room for the soulmate. And for others, where you're imbalanced, and you have something to say toward this relationship, this past life relationship, it's, you know, for the sake of the soulmate. Same thing for the feminine, where you're loving yourself first. It's where you're putting this person that is your soulmate before your past, which is causing you to, again, withhold love. You're going to put yourself first and put the soulmate first, and, you know, this afterward, and live for you. Let go of the control issues that are preventing you from having that soulmate love. Next card is upside down. I'm going to go on to Ascended Masters. Beginning with yes, says Ganesh. Ganesh is removing the obstacles from us. Kuan Yin says let it go. Let it go. Energy healing, says Merlin. Detoxifying, removing negativity from our lives. Let it go, says Kuan Yin. Death to it with the release card, the death card here. Father, husband, brother, son, Osiris. And freedom. What we're all seeking. And this is, I almost started with the energy of freedom, actually. And then I went ahead and shuffled again, and Pan showed up. And then I shuffled one more time, and whatever it is I started with began to show, and that's what I stuck with. Father, husband, brother, son back. I'm going to cut. Nurture yourself, says Mother Mary. This is a do you card. This is the same thing as love yourself first. This is the same thing as get rid of the past life relationship or let it go. Release the energy so that it'll allow you to move toward the soulmate. And it'll heal this imbalanced energy. It'll make you help you to restore wholeness to you. Let your friends help you. Is again calling upon the angels, Raphael, to help you to heal from these things. Chamuel to help you to exude and exhibit and demonstrate unconditional love, and that means, you know, that it might be unrequited, right? You have this relationship with somebody else that's not necessarily a past love. For some, it's somebody else, like a family member. It could be a father, with that father, husband, brother, son showing up. There's a relationship that's, in some cases, you're going to heal it with this 7 of fire energy that sits under here. But whatever the case is for you, it's going to be different for everybody. Mother Mary comes to say, nurture yourself. Like, put you first. 9 of earth. You enjoying you, liking you, and doing what works for you and makes you happy. This was sticking up before when I was reading the Mother Mary card and I didn't say anything. I started to. Now it's our overall energy. Retreat into nature with the green man. So again, another indication, similar to the one that came through the day before, if I remember correctly, of the fact that abundance is coming and flow is coming in all areas of abundance, not just the monetary and the material and the financial, but also love with the green man as soon as we clear ourselves of the negative situations and put ourselves first, or put the universe first, and then ourselves first on this plane, and then everything else, you know, secondary to that. God, family, football, in that order. Atop the passion and the death card and the king of air, I believe, is peace offering, a white buffalo calf woman. So not really a fan of peace offering, white buffalo calf woman, and death showing up together in one of my readings, knowing what peace offering means in one of my readings. There could be the loss of a masculine energy in the lives of some. Still could be celebrity. is what I'm feeling and hearing now. Still could be celebrity. Perhaps a water sign or an air sign. For us, the other purposes of this reading, it's extending the olive branch. It's extending the olive branch in an attempt to work on your partnership. As your other card suggested, you need to do, masculine. You know, like, go after your passions. This is your passion. Reach out, you know. Atop, give your relationship a chance. Priorities, says King Solomon. This is one like the God family football. I told you. You got to put this partnership above, you know, whomever it is that's making you feel like this, or to whomever it is, you know, you actually feel bound. You're actually like you're stuck with them. You feel like you're stuck with them because they're there with you. You're married to them, or they're your parent, or something like that. So you feel like it's not just in my head. I really am bound. I really am stuck to. I mean, it's still kind of in your head, because we can always get our freedom. We can always release people. We can always cut them away with the Ace of Swords or with the Queen of Swords. You know, we like choose not to, and sometimes having to do with like the money. Again, that we were, you know, afraid of that. But we're prioritizing this partnership. Right, because this is your soulmate. You know, so that's why this comes before. Don't you want to put your soulmate before the person with whom you have a toxic relationship? Listen to the guidance you're receiving from the universe in this regard. And again, like the moon suggests, pay, you know, close attention to your intuition and any other ways that you might receive messages. Atop, the Love Yourself First card and the Four of Earth and the Eight of Water. So the Four of Earth, where the feminine was perhaps withholding love, that's going to change for the positive, because she's beginning to love herself first. She had this desire to grow spiritually and emotionally, and to move on from that which was holding her back. You know, whom was holding her back, whatever her situation is. Because in some cases, the feminine is just as bound or bound feeling, which is why she's sitting up and having the sleepless nights too, with the Nine of Air that's sitting here, you know, biting her nails and pulling out her hair, not knowing what to do. Because what she has to do is put herself first, and she's been hesitant to do that and fearful of doing that. When she does, positive change, says Parvati. Atop, the finances and career, trust that it's coming in, that everything's going to work out, that the green man, you know, promises to restore us, that the Queen of Air, Venus, the goddess of love and money, promises to make us whole in these areas. That's what we got to trust, says Vishnu. Choose peace, mirroring the peace offering. So the feminine guided to accept this olive branch from the masculine when he extends it. Choose peace in that regard. And then in the situations that you have to bring it into, or that you have to modify, that you have to change, ultimately it's going to be a change for the better, but attempt to choose peace in those areas too. There may be some fights that you have to fight, and there may be some fights that try to present themselves from which you will walk away, you know, ultimately choosing peace. Crowning, atop that Seven of Fire and the Strength card and the Nine of Air, where we're sitting up biting the nails, and the Worth Waiting For from the Romance Angels, is, again, I think this is for the second day in a row, find the blessing in your current situation, says Krishna. So this is about, I mean, this is those of you who have yet to move on the changes you need to make in your life toward detoxifying yourself. This is, again, with the overall energy of justice. This can be legal matters that are finally coming to an end, including divorce. Maybe somebody's papers finally coming through. It's finally been signed by a judge. It's finally been approved. Or maybe this is you finally taking that step forward to file for divorce in some cases. At the root, Isis says, balance career and home life. So make time for, you know, your monetary and financial commitments, but also make time for the love too. And again, that receiving or giving of the olive branch or of the wand, maybe. Thinking of the fact that the sex dye showed up. At the heart of the matter, crystals. This is one of the ways you're going to go about healing whatever this past life issue is. That will help you to cut the cords like only the Queen of Air can. Let's get some advice. Speaking of cutting cords, beginning with Archangel Michael. You're working very closely with this powerful angel who's protecting and guiding you through this situation. And opening to cut your cords. Ask Archangel Michael to clear any old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships. Freeing you, I don't know what happened to the freedom card, from destructive patterns. Archangel Michael back. Opening to twin flames. Again, this is what's at stake. The soulmate. The divine union card of the tarot, the two of fire. Okay, this is the twin flame, quote unquote twin flame. This is what's at stake. This is what we're pushing away as we continue to hold on to this unrequited love, to this seven of fire, this negativity person we're fighting with, the five of air person we're fighting with here. Potentially this king of earth that's under here. This is what we're sacrificing, you know, as long as we put off our priorities and fail to nurture ourselves as Mother Mary guides us to. See the blessing in the current situation. That's the blessing in the current situation. Somebody who loves me for real is waiting. Somebody who I love for real is waiting. Somebody can love my old partner the way that I love my quote unquote twin flame and the way that they love me. Right? My ex can have that too. Somebody can love them like that. They can love somebody like that. We all deserve that kind of peace and contentment and happiness. We all do. Twin flame. Ear chakras. Notice messages that appear as sounds, music, words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. So this goes perfectly with this guidance toward listening and perhaps listening specifically to and for messages from the soulmate that may come in the form of music and other sounds. Overall energy is, if you get nervous, focus on service. Put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. Funny thing, the ironic thing is that our unions help to make the world a better place. So it's part of the service. You know, help making these or working toward these unions, working out in a healthy manner, minus our ego and all that kind of stuff, out of pure, unadulterated, unconditional love, is service to humanity. Masculine, forgiving and learning, beginning with you, always begin with yourself. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Let go of this 8 of air and, you know, move toward the 2 of fire. And, you know, you have the strength to go ahead and face this ace of air too, you know, and speak your truth. The truth will set you free to whomever you have to tell it. So to this unrequited love, you got to tell them the truth. Listen. Love is unrequited. I'm not feeling this anymore. I got to extend you an olive branch. This relationship is dead. Okay, maybe that can be a meaning here for these cards here. It's dead. I got to move on. And then the truth here. I was in two places at once. Okay, I wasn't really fully here with you. I was emotionally split. But I'm here with you now. I've let that other thing go. I'm extending you this. And I'm freeing myself of all that I've been holding in all this time when I've been trying to live these double lives. Free myself of that. Feminine, same thing for you. But this is the masculine's card. But the same thing for you. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Feminine, attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So you got to get in the game again with this forebear. Like you're holding yourself back, and that's a false, mask. It's a false self. Like I can't release, my true feelings one way or another. Can't be honest with this person from whom I need to get away, and I can't be honest with this person, who I like to get closer to. Just as I told the masculine, we're gonna reap what we sow, get what we give, and put out the love. Love is going to be returned to us. And you can put out love even to these people from whom you need to walk away by being honest with them and telling them you need to walk away. That's showing them love, because again, then everybody can find somebody who's going to care about them fully, unconditionally, and truly. From the Ascended Masters to the Feminine, open your heart to love. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah, just as I was just saying, let go of this need to, withhold yourself and to be conservative with that, with you, okay, with your very essence, and unleash it upon the world. Masculine, from the Ascended Masters to you, take charge of this situation. You got business to handle. You got business to handle. A man of his word there's nothing sexier, I tell you. Like a man of integrity. A man's word is his bond. So it's like, you know what I mean? You know what? Never mind. I should, never mind. Take charge of this situation, okay? Let me get back on track. Feminine, from the angels, the Two of Water. A relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness and the positive resolution, positive change, forgiveness for this truth that came out that maybe was hurtful. We're going to work it out, right? The positive resolution of a conflict, choosing peace, extending the olive branch. You put it out, I take it. I'm happy to have it. I'm opening myself up to receiving that love. And the angels to the masculine. The Three of Earth, the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. This is the universe, and perhaps the goddess Isis herself. This could be the green man too. The goddess Venus herself, I meant to say, but same thing. The goddess of love and money, bestowing gifts upon you, rewarding you for your work. That's what happens. The flow opens up when you complete your tasks. And lastly, your task is, masculine. Cancel, clear, delete, if it wasn't clear enough already. Use only positive words and thoughts as they're rapidly manifesting into form, and ask the angels to cancel the effect of the past negative experiences and thinking you've had. Feminine, goddess. Express your divine feminine energy, embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. Yes, and not withholding any of it from the masculine or the rest of us, from the world. Let it out. I hope that you guys enjoy this reading and it helps you through your weekend, because it looks like we have a lot of work to do. Like a lot of us have some cutting up to do, but also some loving to do. You know what I mean? Enjoy. Namaste, angels.